you have to be careful watching this and seeing it taking place and being a part of it over these last few years. Look at the Canadian truckers. A lot of people don't realize the Canadian truckers, so many people supported, so many people in Canada, so many people in America supported those people up there. What most people don't understand is that within about a month of them having success, there was a new group, a new PR group that appeared to be placed by the WEF that was put in place and said, give all of your information over here. Any media, any requests, they all come over here to this group. They weren't even a part of it. They absolutely weren't even a part of it.
Yeah.
And we saw this with the Tea Party. We saw it with a whole bunch of other organizations. And this, when you read about an organization crashing and burning, like we're actually just seeing right now, we're seeing the, God, who is it? It's the Veritas Project.
Yeah.
Just yesterday, fired all their employees because they ousted the main guy that was doing all the stories and tried to take it over in a corporate takeover. That's exactly what we see with so many of these groups. That's what we saw with the Tea Party movement. That's what we saw. Honestly, the original Jefferson movement. I don't realize there was a Jefferson state movement that was prior to any of this movement. It actually ended up getting stopped for the war effort in World War II because we had actually had people up here that they stopped people at the border and said, you realize you're coming into the state of Jefferson. We're not California. We're not this, that, the other thing. That was World War II going into it.
It took literal bombs to stop it. Yeah.
Yeah. And they ended up recalculating and re-saying everything. And then the war effort was something to where they pulled all the people of fighting age away in America to go over the war. And that's the reason why we don't have a state of Jefferson right now. The history on it's very interesting. And when you look at the history of people that actually will take organizations and overtake them, that's what we see.
This area absolutely has the attention and the eyeballs for a COINTELPRO thing. The reason why that's going to be so much more difficult without indirect payoffs that would be able to go under the radar is there's so many communities here that are tight knit enough that they'd be able to notice, this person in our group all of a sudden had all their bills paid overnight and got a new flashy rent. Like, this area seems to be so tight knit for the people who would be involved that you can't really just show up and do anything. Like if I went to a church and all of a sudden wanted to be a part of things, I would expect, and a part of me would want them to expect that there's a 50 or 60 or 75% chance that he's FBI, right? I'd be disappointed if they weren't. And I feel like this area has that prime focus, like, okay, wait a second, something different's going on.
Try that in a small town.
There was an additional on that here too.
Also, we're not memeing or singing our way out of this. Just
right.
You can make the money, and these independent people can get their ticket.